you can put it on a sketch, but when you put it on a real body, does it make sense? It doesn't. So I had to make sure that that happens in digital fashion. That's how digital fashion helps you, because you're able to see if your design makes sense in real time or not before wasting all that time producing it in real life. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this channel, we connect digital fashion to real fashion. In this video, I'm going to walk you through in 10 minutes how I was able to create my collection using digital fashion, and to be specific, STYLE3D, to make a real life collection. And here is one of the pieces that I'm wearing, this jacket today. And if you're out there and you're wondering, oh, I don't know how to use these programs, STYLE3D is one of those programs that you can use. For STYLE3D, you're able to use all the tools for free until you have to export and, for example, make the flat drawings. That's when you have to pay for it. So just download it if you want to learn. I made a whole masterclass just for you for free for STYLE3D, and I'm going to link it here. It's step by step, and it's very short, very easy, and very easy to learn. And if you're out there and you're a fashion designer and you suffer with pattern making like I used to, this will be a very helpful tool. And also, if you're out there and you think you have to go to fashion school to learn, I don't think you have to anymore. All you have to do is learn these digital programs like Clo3D. I've used Clo3D for different projects, but for this specific one, I used STYLE3D. So without further ado, let's start. The first thing I did was find inspiration. Just like any other design, anything you're trying to design, you have to find inspiration. Where is it coming from? Because you're making a whole collection. You don't want things to be random. You want it to be cohesive. So that's what I did. I found that inspiration. And I remember asking myself, like, what have I gone through, or what have I experienced in the past few weeks or months that has really fascinated me and really got to my soul. And for me, during that time, it was we had just gone for safari on vacation, and we had gone to Kenya in Masai Mara, to be specific. And usually on safari, people look out for like animals, lions, whatever. For me, I found myself looking out for birds, because this is a fun fact. East Africa has over 3,500 bird species. Yes, and you only see most of these when you go out like in the wild, because it's very fresh, and they prefer the real ecology, not our busy polluted air. Okay, so that's what I did, and I was inspired by birds of East Africa. So the second step that I did was to think of a print. And I don't know if you guys know about Zentangle, where you just doodle and just follow whatever it's coming to you. Like, I'll show you the video of what I was doing. You can, I'm going to tag the video. So that's what I was doing. I was like, how can I express different types of birds? How can I, so I was thinking of feathers. I was just going with it. I was just following the flow, let's just say. So when I finished making the Zentangle, whatever it is, I put it in Photoshop, and I started to pick out colors. As you know, birds are very colorful. So I was picking out different colors, especially pastels, and color blocking them with black. And for me, that was going to make a very defined print. For example, what you see here. I love this print. I made different variations and whatever. So yes, I'm going to share some of them. And then I was able at the end to decide on one. And that one also helped me decide on the color theme. So that's why my color theme is more pastels, like turquoise blues, you'll see peaches, and like oranges, those kind of colors, because birds are very bright. And also, I was tired of seeing black everywhere. Like, so many people in fashion are going for these monotones, like earth tones. And I want to go all out, okay? The third step was to get a sketchbook. You're going to get a sketchbook, and you're going to go through your Instagram saves, the things that you saved. I went through all the things that I had saved, the things that used to fascinate me, the designs. I went to Pinterest. I saw some of the things that I had saved over time, like fabric manipulation, or like different types of cuts, silhouettes, and everything, details, things that I had saved. So I went back and I printed these pictures out, and then I stuck them into an A3 sketchbook. And then for each page, I started to draw, like, just just go with the flow, just go wherever it takes you. I just went wherever it took me, and I was like, every detail is a different mood, right? But then there is you, the designer, that has your own aesthetic. So that's the time when you bring that out and not follow what you're saying. Okay, so then that's what happened, and I was able to come up with a bunch of sketches. Let's just say, like, I came up with 100 or even more than 100 sketches for this process. Stage number 4, I was able to develop these sketches. So now these are just loose sketches. Within each of these details that I had decided to go with, I picked out like 3 which direction to go. So then from then I developed like 50 final designs. And then from these 50, I had to pick the best 10 that I was going to produce. Okay. And by this time, I had already decided that my collection is going to be made of linen because I'm sustainable. And I had thought about the closed loop, some people call it circular fashion, that my garment is going to be biodegradable at the end of its life cycle. I had thought about that as well. That's why I use linen. And that's why it's called Lux Linus, light linen, my brand. And also, linen has a very high frequency and it's very healing. It's high vibrational. So that's why I use it, because I want the people who wear my clothes, even me who is making them, to feel high vibrations. I don't want people to, what you put inside your body is as important as what you put on top of your body. So I keep that in mind when I'm designing. So should you, because you are feeding the people with your mind and they're putting the stuff on their body. So keep that in mind. Okay, which brings me to step number 5, right? So I guess I combined all the other steps in one, because the next step was supposed to be you picking out the 10 best. Now you can pick out 15. You don't have to limit yourself. I limited myself because I was the one who had to sew them, most of them at least. So I was like, let me not make a big collection that I'm not going to be able to sew myself. And plus, you also have to keep in mind, like, fabric is expensive. And this is a new brand that I'm launching. So I needed to be as as optimal as possible with my finances, and yeah, and be realistic as well. So you can make as many pieces, even 50, even from that 50 you can just make those 50 depending on your capacity to produce. Okay, yes. So let's go to number 6, the step number 6. So here is where the digital now started happening. I decided on the size of the model. I was like, all these are going to be model size because I will be able to make photo shoots or even have a runway collection with them. So I make sure that they are model size. Model size can be whatever it is for you in your country, but usually it's size 8, which is size 34. Yeah, 34, 30, between 34 and 36 Europe. And then that is like a size 8 or 10 for UK. I don't know in the US how that is. For US it's probably a size 1 or a size 2, but you get my drift. So then after that, one by one, because within the digital fashion itself, between STYLE3D, you can also choose the colors there before you actually decide on what colors you're going to make or even order in fabric, right? So I was able to make the fabrics. I was able to make the sketches in STYLE3D, everything the way it's supposed to be, because that was my visualizer, and that's where I was going to get the 2D patterns, the flat drawings, to cut out and then sew. Yes. So then I did that. I did that for each look, and then I decided upon the colors. And then wherever I saw a detail that is not really matching, or it's not, because you can put it on a sketch, but when you put it on a real body, does it make sense? It doesn't. So I had to make sure that that happens in digital fashion. That's how digital fashion helps you, because you're able to see if your design makes sense in real time or not before wasting all that time producing it in real life. So I was able to do that. And these are the designs that I came up with. This was the lineup. I hope you can see it here. This is a lineup that I came up with. I started with 8 designs, and I kept on adding 9 and 10 as time went on after launch, when I had time after that. So yes, let's go to number 7. Number 7 is fabric sourcing. Now you have to go look out for the right fabric, the right weight, the right properties that you want to express. Because in digital fashion, again, you're able to express that, you're able to give the weight, the density is the weight, but you get my point, the structure, the texture, everything is able to simulate in real time. So I was able to know that my linen makes sense and which kind of linen I'm going. Luckily, the heaviness of the linen did not stop my designs, because the structure of the designs did not dictate like it should be heavy or light. So either way, I was able to use any type of linen. But I again circled to one because I wanted to use the same fabric for most of the looks, right? I live in Switzerland, so I went to Paris and I sourced the right linen. And I don't know, I'll put some pictures here. I was able to get the linen that I want. Usually the colors that I wanted were not so present, right? So it was really hard to source these colors, but I was able to source this in Paris. After picking my fabrics and knowing that if I run out, there is a place that I can always go and get them, especially like being in Europe, it's very accessible. Now I can order from China, but then again, I told you I'm trying to be sustainable. If I can't touch it, I can't feel it myself, then I don't think I should be like buying it for anyone. And it's very far. You have to put in consideration like transportation, or even like buying in bulk something that is the wrong material, and then you have to send it back or whatever. No, so I was like, no, I have to go there myself. I know it's Paris and it might be a bit expensive, but hey, Paris is way cheaper than Switzerland. So yeah, that's the point. Anyways, I hope you get this part. Like, you have to source the right fabrics or the right raw materials for whatever it is that you're trying to design. Now, the main occasion of this is the production, the actual production. So to produce these samples, just like any other design, you do a toile. A toile is a trial piece. So I was able to make trial pieces. And for your information, I'm not going to lie and say that I did everything myself. I did half and half. I outsourced some of it to Portugal, and then I did the other half myself. So some of the pieces, I'll show you the pieces that I did myself, and then these are the pieces that I did myself. These are the pieces that the Portuguese people did, the people in Portugal did, right? With digital fashion now, this is the advantage, right? I was able to get the patterns and make them myself, that half, and then the other half I was able to make the tech packs and then send them. Pattern makers can tell you that a tech pack is expensive. Those who do fashion, getting people to do tech packs for you, they usually charge. So if you're able to do it yourself and easily like get the right measurements, like from here to here is this how many meters. By the way, this piece was made from Portugal as well. Once you're able to print out your pieces, like I did right here, and then I cut, and then I sewed, and then I saw that not so many changes were needed, because obviously the 3D model is not going to be like the human body. The human body moves and it's different, right? So you want to first see if what you're doing is perfect before you actually produce the real thing, right? And that's what I did. And you guys, I forgot to tell you about the print. So the print, I was able to send it to a company, and you're able to choose on which fabric you want the print on. So since I was using linen, I wanted linen. I chose the right weight, and then place it the way you want it, and make sure that the colors are the right colors and whatever, and then they send it to you. So that's what I did for the print. If in case you're wondering what happened to the print, that's what happened. So they sent me the print, and I was able to use the print for the designs that I made. And again, in production, it all depends on you. If you're a good tailor, then you can sew for yourself. If you are not so good with tailoring, then you can outsource, but make sure you do the tech packs yourself, or like make sure the tech packs are the right ones or whatever. And which brings me to the second last step. The second last step being like the finishing, making sure everything is right, making sure like everything fits perfectly, line up your collection to see how cohesive it is. And then you also have to imagine like in order of looks, like if it was going down the runway, in which order would they come out? Which one is your best piece? Which one is your most commercial piece? Like that. You understand what I mean? So the last step, which was the final step, was to make a photo shoot. I made a photo shoot, and unfortunately, I had spent so much money and I had invested so much in the production and everything else. So the photo shoot, I just really, really, really want to thank the people who helped me, because yes, we made it happen. We made it happen, and here are some of the photos, guys. Let me know what you think about the photos. But this is a collection in real life, and remember, we came from digital to real life, so this is the real life realization of the digital designs that I made. Yes, so it is possible. Guys, so we're now at the end of our video, and I have been able to tell you all the steps that I went through to make my collection. And I did a digital fashion runway, which I have a video of. You can go check it out here. I did a virtual fashion show to launch the collection. And yes, everything is ready to order. If you want to order, check out my website. The link is in my bio. You can go to my page and you go to my website, and you'll be able to see these designs and order these designs. And if you are wondering, like, if you want to learn claw instead, then I also have a masterclass on Udemy on claw that you can support me over there and do the lesson, because claw is also more industrious than STYLE3D. I recommend that you learn both of them. So guys, we are at the end of the video, and I hope you learned something. I hope I was able to share and give you an insight on why digital fashion is hitting the market, and why you as a designer or an aspiring designer need it in your life. And I hope I inspired you to make your own collection, and hope you can tag me in your digital fashion creations on Instagram or TikTok. And thank you. Bye. Oh, subscribe, like, comment. Okay. Thank you. Bye.